Thanks, Donna. Good morning. Many blessings to you. So beautiful to see your lovely beings and faces here this morning. Started out sunny at our house and then went into my music studio to start playing, and when I came out, fog was blowing through our yard and it seemed very wintry again. So we're going to warm up our bodies and our spirits a little bit before our service this morning. And this is going to require a little community participation. Yeah. So there's a saying in one of the Psalms that says, I place the divine before me always. Shaviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. I place the Holy One, the Great Spirit, the Creator before me always. Including when the Holy One cuts me off in traffic, and when the divine takes a really long time at the checkout counter, and when the divine wakes up in the middle of the night and needs a drink of water. All these things that the divine does that are not the times that it's so easy to see it. The times where it's more challenging, we still place it before us always, and actually it is placed before us always. So I want you to sing with me the chorus of this song, which is just going to sing, I see the God in you. I see the God in you. Let's try that. I see the God in you. Oh, you guys sound so beautiful. You've been warming up. Out in your cars. Oh, I'm ready for unity. Let's do that again. I see the God in you. Beautiful. So when I get to that part in the song, I want you to find someone that you're sitting next to and actually look into their beautiful face and tell them, I see the God in you. And if you want to, you can even sing it to yourself, I see the God in you. And you can just send it out to all of creation, I see the God in you. It's going to be in a different key than poor Richard. Richard said, can you change the key? I said, I have a capo. I can do anything. There we go.
Wonder what this love can be. You see lucky one that stands up here and sees the God in all of you every week, and I love it. Let's hear it up again for Cerisa and Richard. Aren't they great? My name is Donna, and I'm here to welcome all of you. I know many of you have been here week after week, and some of you may be here for the first time. And we'd like to give a special welcome to anyone that's just here for the first time, or maybe second or third, someone that's fairly new here. We just really are happy to see you. Who's here for the first, second, or third time? Would you like to share just your name and where you're from?
Jim, and we came over from Medford.
Okay.
This is my mom, Betty.
All right, welcome. Glad to have you here. Yes, who else is here? Yes.
This is my third time and I love it.
And what's your name?
I have a new family. Pamela T.
All right, welcome.
Just moved from there 2 years.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Good to have you here for the third time. Yes, your name's
Frank from Talent.
Frank from Talent. All right. We love talent here. We got lots of it. Someone back there, yes.
Donna and Dave from Talent.
Another Donna. We love it. We abundant in Donnas here. Welcome, both of you. Someone over here? Yes.
My name is Tress Eberhardt, and this is about my third time.
All right.
I'm going to introduce myself.
You count very well. Third time. Okay. Did I miss anyone? Yes.
George, first time.
George, first time. Welcome, first time, George. All right. Well, we hope to see you again and again. It's always exciting to have new faces as well as the ones that are not new. We won't call them old. So this is Unity in Ashland. As you know, we are a spiritual community that welcomes all people on all faith paths and no faith paths. So we're glad. We have some announcements, and we'd like to start. We're doing things a little differently, you might have noticed, by starting with a song and then having the welcome and the announcements. It gives more time for people to come in. So the announcements, we always announce our prayer circle on Monday evenings at 5 o'clock. It's here at the Havara. It's in the back room. If you'd like to join in on that, you're welcome to do that. If you have anything heavy on your heart and you would like to put a prayer in the prayer box, it's on the table back there. Just fill out your prayer, and it'll be prayed for at that prayer meeting, as well as sent on to Silent Unity for a month of prayer. Also, if you would like one-on-one prayer after this service, another Donna over here, Donna Benjamin, is our prayer chaplain today, and she'll be happy to sit with you and pray with you. And speaking of prayer chaplains, we have a training coming up for people who would like to be prayer chaplains. It's coming up in March 15, the Ides of March, 15 and 16. And if you're interested in becoming a prayer chaplain, please see Candace. She's another one of our prayer chaplains here. And she'll tell you a little more about them. Candace is our go-to person for a lot of things. We have on March 24th, our service here is going to be with Karen Drucker. How many know Karen Drucker's music? Yes. So we want to throng. So bring your friends and even people you don't like much to come to that, because she's a wonderful musician. She'll be doing the talk as well. And the night before, she's going to be doing a concert at the Unitarian Center. We will be having a silent auction over there that night. And Candace is also the person to come and see about helping out with that. We want that to be a great event. So everyone sees where Candace is. She cannot get away with sneaking out of here. She's there. I want to speak a bit about our food angels. We are so blessed to have food angels here every week. Pamela Joy, and she's not here yet, but yep, she is right back. Let's give her a hand. Yay. What would we do without Pamela Joy? What would we do without all the goodies that are back there? They just show up. By the time we're done with the service, suddenly there is a feast back there, and we're so excited about it. It's a wonderful way to get to know people, just to hang out back there and schmooze and eat. Remember not to bring food or drink in onto the carpeted area. And also remember that this is a wonderful service that she provides, she and her helpers back there provide. And we need to really show them we appreciate it. There is a donation box on the table, so let's remember to really help them out, because they do this for very little, if anything. So please, let's be generous with them and show them how much we appreciate their service. And speaking of service, who knows about the clipboard? I'm going to send a clipboard around. This is for people who would like to be a part of helping to set up. If you can just set send that back there. My cord doesn't go further. Let's have it go back that way, and then somewhere over there, and end up with me. And please think about coming in maybe just one time a month and helping to set up or helping to take down, put everything away. Those kind of things are really needed here, and as part of being community. And my last announcement, I know that a lot of sports fans are calling this a super day for some reason. I'm not a sports fan, but I call this Super Cell Phone Sunday. And I think every one of us can make a touchdown today by just taking your finger and touching that little silent button that's on your cell phone. And we make it a very super cell phone Sunday, and we are winners. Okay, so I'm going to have Reverend Norma come up now. We haven't seen her last week, but she would like to give us a little bit of information, and then she's going to be blessing the children. And yes, do I have another announcement? You do.
Leah Bolger is going to be coming to...
You want to come up and use the mic so we can...
Leah Bolger, who is a retired Marine, 20 years, after her retirement became a social activist. She took a group of 30 women to Pakistan to witness the drones. She came back and she wrote a book about the drones, and she's going to be here in our area to speak on March 8th at 7 p.m. at the Congregational Church that on Siskiyou that has that big sign that says Peace. And it's going to be at 7 o'clock, and the Peace Choir is going to sing with that presentation. And afterwards, there's going to be a dance. So please come and support this. And this is important stuff, so I hope you can attend. And there's the flyers back on the table. Thank you. There you are.
Thank you. Okay, so Reverend Norma's going to speak for a bit and introduce our special guest speaker today. So, we haven't seen Norma for a week or two. Let's hear it up for Norma.
It's so great to be with you in this morphogenic field that we create. When I'm not here, I miss it, and maybe you do too. Because something really special happens here on Sunday because you're here and we're here together and we're in a mindset and a heart space of welcoming spirit. Before I go into helping us to create our sacred space a little bit more together, I wanted to speak by way of announcement that as you may have heard through the fall, I've been working toward taking a short time off so that I can further the writing of this manual, The Journey to Completion book that I've been needing to put out for quite a while. So one of our congregants, Carolyn Schaefer, invited me to come to San Miguel Allende in Mexico, where she's staying, and I can stay there inexpensively and be on retreat for a couple of weeks. And so I'm excited about that. So I'll be away for the next 3 Sundays, and we have some wonderful speakers and great things planned, so please come and tell your friends about it because it's going to be a great time, even though I'm not here. And I talk about the morphogenic field because you are it, you know, and you create what happens here too, so please come and co-create that with one another. I really appreciate being able to do this, and so I ask your prayer support while I'm gone too. I need to be in a creative flow so that I can really take advantage of the time that I'm there and feel the inspiration to let it flow out. So thank you for your prayers, and of course I'll be tuning into you on Sundays and being with you in spirit. So let's go into meditative space now, where I ask you to presence yourself in your bodily temple by being aware of your hips on the chair, your feet on the floor, which brings your energy down and in. So as you focus on feeling your hips and your feet. What happens is your autonomic nervous system naturally relaxes and you start to take a deep breath. This is a grounding technique that you can remember whenever you're getting a little anxious or need to bring your energy down. Just sit down and think about your hips and your feet, and your breath will naturally follow into a relaxed and balanced state. So be with your breath now, and take a long, slow, deep breath that you feel all the way down in your abdomen. Breathing deeply and realizing that somewhere deep within you there's a place called the seat of your soul. The seat of your soul. Go to that place right now in your imagination, that place that's like a throne inside of you, a temple. It's the place where you and spirit are one. Imagine yourself sitting there right now. You, say your name to yourself. I and spirit are one, and the seat of my soul. Feel the beauty of that union, the presence of the beloved, the one that you've been moving toward all your life. And as we grow in consciousness, we feel the oneness and the beauty way, becoming more and more real in our lives, don't we? So in this moment, just glory in the union that's there inside of you. Breathe it. Feel the ruach, the breath of spirit in you. And then be aware that we're in this room with all of these other beautiful beings who are breathing spirit together, and we're creating a spiritual energy here in which we're welcoming a greater presence than even one of us is, that we're welcoming the presence that happens when we're all here together. Feel it. Feel the palpable sensitivity of being together in this spiritual consciousness. And Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, we do call on you now to come and help us. Guide us in our lives, step by step, and heal us. Bring healing into our bodies. Help us to be healing channels for other people. We rededicate ourselves right now to you, to being in the seat of our soul and to being guided by you. We've stepped forth to be here today, and we ask that a special blessing pour out, Spirit, upon each person here who's made the effort to come and be in this community together. Pour out your Spirit upon us. May we feel it, and may we walk out of here better and changed for having been here. We ask this in the name of the Great One who has come to be in our midst, our way shower, Jesus. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for blessing us today. And so it is. Oh, amen. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, blessing the children. Are there any kids? Are there any children here? Yes. Hi, Ariel. There's one back there that will bless from here, but Ariel, thank you for being here. We extend our love to you. We say thank you, and we appreciate you. So we say, I love you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ light shining in you. Thank you for being here, and have a good time. Teacher.
Let's sing a song together that I'm pretty sure most of us know. It's by a man whose spiritual teaching came to us through song, and his name was Bob Marley. And this song I teach to a lot of students because it's just a few simple chords. But maybe that's part of the magic of this song, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel All right. If we knew we were gathered in one love, if we know we are of one heart, then there's no other way to feel but all right. So let's sing the chorus. You guys remember this? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Sing it with me. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. All blessings to those who have come in union. All blessings to those who have come to share the light. All blessings to those who know the oneness. There ain't no hiding place from the Mother of creation. Sing it with me. One love, feel it in your bones. One heart, let's get together and feel alright. Sing it again. And one love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. All blessings to those who have come in union. All blessings to those who have come to share the light. All blessings to those who are born in the oneness. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Let me hear you singing. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. As it was in the beginning, one love, so shall it be in the end. One heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel always. One more time. One love, I'll be one love. One heart, let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's know the oneness, and I will feel alright. Let's get together, and we will feel
Ooh, I like that. Why else do we come together but to feel all right? Let that spread. But, and even better, yeah. Oh, well, it's my great privilege to introduce our guest speaker for today, and I'm really excited to be here this time to hear him, because last time he was here I heard such great things about his presentation, and so I'm so happy that I get to hear it this time. And this is Reverend Dr. Kim Kaiser, and I just want to tell you a few things about him, some of his accomplishments, but he's a student of spirituality and psychology throughout his life. So I deeply relate to him, and we've had a really long, good talk about our similar path of combining spirituality and psychology. He's an ordained minister of our sister Center of Spiritual Living. He's a professor of counseling psychology at the University of San Francisco. And he's director of education at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. That's where you live, right? Santa Rosa. And he's academic dean of the Ernest Holmes Institute, the ministerial training program. He's got 20 years of experience as a practicing psychotherapist. And he's director of the University of San Francisco North Bay Marriage and Family Master's Degree Program. But with all of this going on, he says that his first career was actually being a Zen Buddhist priest, living and working in a Buddhist community for 15 years. So those of you that heard him speak before know that he brings in this Buddhist knowledge too, and has recently come back from, is it Bhutan? Yes. And so as a monk and a minister and a psychologist and an educator, it's his mission in life to point to the one life that is living in you, and the one with a capital O. And in his talk today, he's bringing us an interesting topic that Eckhart Tolle has recently featured. It's on a book called The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. So Eckhart Tolle picked up on this, and it's a wonderful topic because these notes were written by a Roman emperor to remind himself of how to rule an unruly empire with integrity and compassion. His thoughts have been repeatedly read by spiritual and worldly leaders for almost 2 centuries. And his teachings became the basis of the most widely used form of mental healing today, cognitive behavioral therapy. So in this talk, Dr. Kim is going to examine his unique views on the spiritual nature of the universe that gave rise to this timeless teaching about how best to be in direct contact with this real world that we live in. So that's going to be exciting to hear how you bring all that together. So let's give a big round of welcoming applause to Dr. Kim.
It's always interesting to hear yourself described, you know. Who is that person? Wow, that's pretty impressive, etc. So, hi, it's really nice to be back here again. And thank you, Norm. So, I'm always feeling when I step up to speak, I'm following music, almost always. And I feel what happens to us when we are caught up in the music together. Really good music calls forth something in us where we join at a level immediately and physically. And I think that and what Reverend Norma referred to as the morphogenic field, which is the field that is created by our species, if you will. And it is enhanced or magnified whenever you're with other members of your species. So it's funny because, you know, whatever I talk about, it's always about this topic. We were sung about it. At the very beginning, Cerise said, I put the divine in front of me always. And that's basically the topic of my talk and where we're going. In the last talk of 2012, my senior minister, Edward Fullion, he gave a little bit of advice. He said, when you've been praying for yourself or working with yourself in prayer, he said, and you're feeling stuck, there's a little secret that's out there. It's called, start praying for someone else. And you will find yourself moved beyond whatever it is that we're stuck at. And it brings to mind a recent experience I've had. You have a prayer circle here on Monday nights, and in our church, our community, the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa, we have a variety of prayer circles. And I participated in one recently for the classes that we offer. And there were 4 people in the group, and the requirement to be in that group was that you had to love to pray. You had to really get off on it, let's just put it that way, okay? So, and I can remember sitting there as a group, we sat there, and I can remember just sitting there, looking across the room, and seeing their faces. And then just closing my eyes and listening, and feeling in my body the energy that was pouring through these people. And we all remarked how amazing it was, what a joyous experience it was to pray that way. And secondly, that somehow praying for other people really opened up something in us. Praying for something other than ourselves. It's like, why were we so called into it? By praying together and praying for something other than ourselves, really. The point was, what they were doing was undeniably real for me. The experience of feeling the energy moving through them was like undeniable. And I want to talk about that undeniable part, because prayer is meant to tap into that which is undeniable. That which, when you experience it, you say, oh, this is real. So, my understanding of prayer is really informed by this statement that's attributed to Muhammad. And he said it many times. He has said, oh my God, cause me to see that which is truly real. And I feel that the essence of prayer is to tap into that which is undeniably, truly, actually real. And so in this talk that we're experiencing right now, there's something going on among us and within us that is undeniably and truly real. And I'm pointing to that, speaking from that, as we are here. All gathering, all celebration, all worship, all coming together is to feel what is happening together and to recognize that it's happening together in you. And that what is happening in you is happening throughout the room, in every heart. This desire to know that which is undeniable and real is at the heart of our desires. In fact, another famous Islamic saint, Ibn Arabi, said this odd little quote that I love. He said, the heart is not gladdened except by what it knows for sure to be real. So as I'm talking today, pay attention to what's really going on in you. What's really going on in this room. Because there is something here that is alive. That when we're together, we begin to expand our awareness to become aware that that same thing is alive in every heart in this room. That same energy is alive in every heart. And when we talk about one life, we're actually talking about that energy that's alive in every heart. It's the same energy. And it is the source of everything. Everything material, spiritual, emotional is the movement of this energy, and that's why we call it the One. And throughout this talk, if you don't know the metaphysical traditions, we don't necessarily need to use the word God. We don't necessarily need to use the word the divine or spirit, although we use all those words. What we're talking about is this one. This one that is what we say is the source of all things. It's the source of this moment. The one is continually appearing in this world in always new forms. It's never the same, and yet it's always doing the same thing. Expressing, feeling, revealing, being, what it is, all that it is. It's never less than what it is. And it is everywhere. So when you begin to tune into this kind of thing, you begin to become aware that there's something going on wherever you are always that is what you would call amazing. And you do call it amazing when you tap into it. Because it opens you. It makes you aware of more of what you are. It makes you aware of what you are in others. And what others are in you. So my topic, which is one that was assigned to me, and this is wonderful, I love these kinds of challenges. This is called the Prayer of Marcus Aurelius and Aurelius. And I have given you all copies of these quotes, so you don't have to try and remember them or whatever. And these are actually, it's not a prayer per se, it's from the book called The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. He was, as Reverend Norman said, an emperor of Rome. But I want you to know he didn't grow up being the next emperor. He was kind of like an ordinary aristocrat before that. But he was orphaned at an early age and was adopted as an adult by the then emperor. And that's how he became emperor. So he kind of knew the empire as an ordinary citizen, if you will. And then suddenly he was emperor. He was an amazing man. And if you read his history, you'll discover it's a mixed story. He was a Roman emperor. He was out on conquest. He was up fighting the Gauls and the French and the Germans and whoever it was at that time. That's what Roman emperors did. But this Roman emperor was very unusual. So unusual that the notes he used to write to himself, he called it "to myself," by the way, became so famous that they are read 2,000 years later. And Eckhart Tolle, as Reverend Norman said, uses this book as one of the first books he uses in his spiritual TV series on the books that have most influenced him. Bill Clinton attributes his life, much of his influence on Marcus Aurelius. And this has been true throughout that 2,000 years. People who are leaders, people who are very active in the real world, turn to Marcus Aurelius and say, this man is speaking to me. So there's something going on here. This man was, as Eckhart Tolle says, this is an example of the philosopher king. And although he wasn't enlightened, he had a very, very strong spiritual focus, as we shall see. And so somehow this comes through in a way that causes us to look deeper at our world. So Marcus Aurelius is actually known in the world of philosophy as one of the most important Stoic philosophers. And you know, the English word Stoic means kind of like take on the suffering and grin and bear it, right? Just accept it. Well, it's not really like that at all, as all true, when you get into true spiritual traditions. They're much deeper than that kind of caricature. But it is true that Marcus Aurelius' point of view was such that whatever was happening, he wanted to be in line with it. He wanted to have his being be in alignment with what was actually going on, what's actually real. So, the Stoics said this. They said that the universe is not a chaotic event, that there's actually a structure and an order to it. And those of you who know philosophy, or the first words of the book of John, it was the Logos, was the name for this structure and order to the universe. And in the book of John it says, in the beginning was the Word, Well, that word means logos. It means structure. That the universe is not just this random event. It operates in certain ways. And if you don't know what's going on in the universe, then you're going to be kind of like bumping up against it all the time. And furthermore, they said that this universe is not only ordered, it is intelligent. Everywhere that it is, the order is an expression of the very nature of being itself, which is that it is intelligent. And by intelligence, I want to use something to take it away from IQ and being smart. It's kind of like, think of a pet that you've had, that maybe you have, and you look at that being and you know there's somebody seeing you. That's intelligence. So for Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, Stoic philosopher, the universe was intelligent. It responds to you. And so he was wanting to tune into that intelligence continuously. And so his whole effort was to get in contact with that. Now, the Stoics actually used the term God or gods. And Marcus Aurelius used to sacrifice to the gods, and he said, I've really received a lot of benefits. But actually, when they said God or gods, they meant nature, the universe, or simply how things are. So whenever we use this, nature, universe, God or gods, the Stoics do what we do. They meant the same thing. And so, what he noticed was, Stoics would say, is that with every thought you have, there could be a hidden judgment in it. Every thought you have is based on an assumption you have about how things are, and that assumption might not be correct. And that's indeed where cognitive behavioral psychology comes in. Basically, what you do is you look at your thoughts and you say, is this really in accord with how things actually work? Sometimes they accuse this kind of therapy as being positive thinking. I think of it as realistic thinking. Is this really how it works? Is it true that everybody hates me? It goes on like that. But this idea then of that your thoughts could contain assumptions, I'll call them hidden judgments, was very important for a philosopher. And to be a philosopher was a spiritual practice. Because what you needed to do was to train your natural, spontaneous response to things to be in alignment with, in accord with, what the universe is doing. So that you don't want something else. It doesn't go with not my will but thine. To be a Stoic philosopher was to say, I want to take mine and have it be thine, have it spontaneously respond in accord with what you're doing, or what the universe is doing, or what reality is doing. And you know, it becomes very obvious that this is just good operating policy, right? I think of it this way. I was, in a country recently where they drive on the wrong side of the road. That used to be Thailand. They do. They actually drive on the wrong side of the road. And I went to England earlier in my life and actually drove on the wrong side of the road successfully. It took me about 4 days in London walking around to get used to the idea. But the point is this. If you don't know how things operate in the country you're in, and you start driving on the right side of the road when they drive on the left, you're going to quickly find this out, aren't you? You're going to quickly realize there's something else going on. In London, they have, on every street corner, they have a look this way sign. It's on this way sign, right? Because all of the tourists that come automatically just kind of step off looking the wrong way. Spiritual practice Stoic practice, our practice, requires us to have this kind of attention in the world. We can no longer allow ourselves to be operating on hidden assumptions which aren't really how the world operates. And you know, this isn't a threat. This isn't something like God wants you to do. This is something your heart wants to do. It is something that if you don't do it, you'll quickly realize why it isn't working. So think about it. If you've ever had the opportunity to drive on the other side of the road, and if you haven't, think what it would be like, because this is what you are being called to do. This is what reality is calling us to do. So this was Marcus Aurelius' desire, to know how things were working and to be in alignment with it. And so he wrote what is called here the Prayer of Marcus Aurelius, and it's the first quote that I have on the sheet that I gave it. And I'm just going to read it, and it was the topic that was assigned to me. Okay? Here it goes. Everything harmonizes with me, which is harmonious to thee, O universe. Nothing for me is too early or too late, which is in due time for thee. Everything is fruit to me, which thy seasons bring, O nature. From thee are all things. In thee are all things. To thee are all things. Does sound like a prayer, doesn't it? By the way, the meditations have been translated many, many, many times. And it's very interesting to see the variations in translation through the centuries. 2,000 years it's been in action. And this is probably, 19th century. But you can feel that devotion, that kind of what rises up in your heart when you begin to realize that there is something out there beyond yourself that is calling for, not only calling for your attention, but you're beginning to realize, you know, I want to know you, or it, or I want to know whatever it is that is going on. I want it to be alive in me. I'm tired of tripping about. I'm tired of falling and stumbling on things that I don't see. And that's what spiritual practice is about. Bringing you back to what's actually going on. There's a wonderful African proverb that I really like. It says, look where you tripped, not where you fell. We are constantly tripping up on reality, blaming ourselves for it, saying there's something wrong with my character, or there's something yet to come in me that's not here now, that when I do find it out, I'll be able to handle this world. Well, the truth is, you're not seeing the world that you need to handle. Marcus Aurelius said, you know, I don't do these notes to myself as kind of a teacher talking to a student. It's more like I'm putting salve on my eyes to heal an infection so I can see what's here. So these meditations are like a salve. They're meant to clear up your sight so that you're not taking on an agenda for yourself or your life which doesn't actually exist. So this is Marcus Aurelius. And he had more than that going on, because he wasn't just talking about an intelligent, ordered universe which was impersonal. It's much more directly related to what we are than we have yet imagined. But let's look at what he says about the nature of this intelligent, ordered universe. And it's the next quote on your sheet. He told himself, constantly regard the universe as one living being, having one substance and one soul. And observe how all things have reference to one perception. The perception of this one living being. And how all things act with one movement. And how all things are the cooperating causes of all things which exist. For those of you who know Buddhism, that last line is codependent origination. Observe how all things have reference to one perception. How all things act with one movement. How all things cooperate. He's giving us directions on how to see what's here. He's saying where you want to start putting your attention is not on your perceptions of what's going on, but on its perceptions. You want to know what it is doing, what it is knowing, what it is feeling, what it is happening in every moment, what it's doing. So, he's saying, I want to know what you're doing, what you're seeing. And I want to be in alignment with that. I know you're intelligent. I know that what I know as intelligence is alive in you, and that you can communicate what you are because you are knowing this right now, and because you are the source of me. What you are is happening in me. Therefore, what you know is alive in me. But to do this, you have to step out of yourself. That is the self with a small s. The self that has those assumptions and thoughts about how things are. Like we really do need to drive on the right-hand side of the road everywhere. Or that I live in a world which is inhabited by a group of other people who have no relationship to me other than perhaps through ecology and sociology, but are actually separate beings. And that they are who I have to learn to live with. And so what I'm in the midst of doing, based on this assumption, is trying to get everybody to cooperate. Hence that famous phrase, herding cats. We all have that experience. But I want to suggest in that phrase there's a hidden assumption, which is that everybody is going in some other direction. But notice what Marcus Aurelius said. He said there's one movement, one perceiver, and it's happening in all things. So, the essence of what I'm calling prayer, and you can take out the word prayer if that's a little sensitive. Because we're not praying to a reality that's out there. We're saying of what is here that I want to be in accord with what is here. I want to act in light of what is here. I don't want to trip anymore. I want to respond to what is actually being given. And I want to give what will actually be received. we step outside of ourselves in what we call prayer. We step outside of our best judgments, our best ideas about who's here and what's going on. And we turn to that source of knowing, which is here called the One. So the fundamental spiritual practice for me is always this. It's got 2 steps. It's called the 2-step. The first step is just drop your ideas of what's happening right now. You don't even know where you're sitting, or that there are other people in the room. We don't know what's going on until we do the second step. And we do this in light of some awareness that this is true. And the second step is that I'm asking of reality itself to let me know what's going on, what it's doing right here, right now, in me, as me. That's our prayer. That's a prayer to do in every moment when you remember it. No longer allow the ideas and thoughts that come up which tell you this is the nature of reality and this is the nature of what you have to do and be to define you. And to step outside of those boundaries, those limits. You have to have this awareness. You have to have this understanding that what's outside of that artificial limit is actually intelligent, alive, and not separate from you, but everywhere in you and in everything and in everyone. If you don't have that understanding, it's kind of foolish to let go of what you know. But once you open to this, then you can begin to know something that you would never know from that limited point of view. It's a very wonderful understanding. To realize that what you have to do is not to repair this mechanism, but to unleash it from your distorted gaze. And let it show you what it is. Mark Twain had it down. He said, it's hard to trust your eyes when your imagination's out of focus. And that's at the heart of our teachings. It's at the heart of Stoic teaching, of unity, of science of mind. It's everywhere. So, I began with this talking about praying with others and praying for others. And as part of my talk, I've been really thinking about suggesting that you indeed participate in that Monday evening prayer circle, or working with a prayer partner. And a prayer partner is not somebody who's with you for life, but you say, I'm going to pray with you for 10 days, first thing in the morning. All we're going to do is sit down on the phone, whatever, and talk and pray. Very brief. But I want to talk about something beyond that, and it has to do with this third quote. I did have the experience of being in Cambodia and Bhutan and Thailand. All Buddhist countries, all quite distinct traditions, all traditions that I am not familiar with. Yet I had the experience of praying with people who were praying from their hearts. And when they were praying from their hearts, it didn't matter that I didn't know the words. It didn't matter that I didn't know the ceremonies and the rituals. Because something undeniable was happening. Just like if you tune in right now, something undeniable is happening here. And I came to realize that what's happening is that those people at that moment are tuning into the same source I'm speaking from. And how do you want to be with people? Don't you want to be with people together where everyone is knowing their wholeness, their well-being, the truth about themselves, the undeniable truth about themselves? Don't you want to be that presence? Because that's what you really are. But I want to say one more thing, and this comes from, it took me 3 translations of Marcus Aurelius to get this version of this statement. But I want to read it with you, and I'm sorry for the parentheses at the end. Anyway, here we go. These are all from same passage, translated by 3 different translators through the centuries. But this is what Marcus Aurelius said, and I think it's profoundly important. Constantly remind yourself, I am a member of the whole body of conscious things. And like individual limbs such as arms and legs make up a single body, think of yourself as a limb of this larger body. If you think of yourself as a mere part, then love for humanity will not well up in your heart. You will look for some reward in every act of kindness and miss the gift which the act itself is offering. Then all of your work will be seen as a mere duty. You do not realize who you're really helping, that you are doing good to yourself, and that every act of service to another is the very porthole that connects you with the entire universe itself, which is another name for the rest of your being. That's what it means when we say we're one. It means that, indeed, there is no other out there that you are in some way putting out something which could go somewhere else and not be felt and known and be directly received by you at the moment of giving. The rest of your body is in this room. The rest of your body is in every place that you go, every being that you know. And what love is to see what is truly real about everyone, every being. This is our activity. And so when you pray with others, when you recognize that same heart alive in them, when you pray with them for others, you begin to understand, oh, I'm no longer praying from a distorted view of myself or others. I'm now praying or speaking from a source that I know arises within me, that I can see arising with others as it arises in me. And you're no longer speaking to somebody out there. You're speaking inside. And your world becomes very intimate. It's always a joy to be able to come to a community like this where the way has been prepared for this knowing. Because it's being heard and understood by you, each of us individually in our unique way. Yet it is the infinite variety of the same energy that we're feeling. I am so grateful to be able to know this with you right now. And we come together to do this. So, it is with gratitude that I end this now with a prayer. In this moment, as each person in this room turns their attention within, I know that that place in each person is the consciousness, the awareness of the one itself. Right where each one is hearing and understanding this word, that is the activity of mind, the one being. It is here now in each one. It has always been here in each one. It will always be here as each one. And it is in each one of us here right now. So becoming aware of who is speaking and who is hearing, I speak this word. This word which expresses the reality that this knowing of one reveals a world that cannot be seen by looking at the many, but can be seen through looking at the many. For there is only one of us here. The same heart that operates in me is operating in every person in this room. That same desire for love, that same desire for truth, that same desire to know and touch that which is solid, for sure, that which gladdens our hearts. I know that everyone here is motivated by that and only that. And I accept that that continues to manifest itself within each of us in greater and clearer ways. And so that we begin to discover that what we have wanted to be is already active and alive in us. That we only have to let go of that which we have thought we needed to be. To allow that which we are to be felt and known, to in our own unique ways, to see it in the eyes of our pets, of the people around us, to feel it in the people in the grocery store, to in cars passing on the freeway. Our life is living there. What a joy it is to know this. Our hearts are gladdened by this knowledge. And I accept for each person here that this knowing continues to grow. It's undeniable. And there is a release of ideas or thoughts of how it is or should have been. And we come to the awareness of what is. What a joy it is to know that this is how things are. So I just let this word be. For it is a living energy that is known uniquely everywhere, in each one, and moves uniquely and appropriately and specifically to manifest in the lives of all who hear it. And I just let it be as it is. For it is the knower, the perceiver, the mover. And so it is.
Even death won't pass us now. Make of our lives one life, day after day, one life. Now it begins, now we start. One hand, one heart, even death won't part us now. Even death won't part us now.
Now is the time for our offering. And as you prepare your offering, I just want to give so much gratitude for the truth that has been spoken here today and the conversation that we've had in our hearts with Reverend Kim. I feel very, very moved, as I'm sure you do too, into the presence of this reality that is love. I could sing, I could dance, I could cry, I could raise up praise right now because of the feeling that's been created here. So as you give your offerings today, keep this in mind. There's a lot of people out there that don't know, that haven't felt this, and that we'd like to extend our reach. And we need your energy by way of contribution financially so that we can put these talks forth on CDs and get them out onto the television station and extend our reach this year. That's what we have in mind. But we need the flow of financial help to be able to get the message out. So thank you for giving generously, and so thrilled that you've been here today to feel this and participate in this truth. So we welcome the taking of our offering, and Cerise is going to do another song for us while the offering is being taken.
So you can sing this simple chant with me. There are two words, Echad and Wachad. Echad is the word for one in Hebrew, and Wachad is the word for one in Arabic. So we're going to sing Echad Wachad, 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 Echad Wachad.
So we rub our hands together to become more aware of this divine energy that's present in us, with us. We say, divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Grace, is there a closing song that you're get in the circle? Okay. So let's get in our big circle. We're accustomed to do at the end. And, I love getting in the big circle at the end because it's that feeling that everything happens in a circle. Cycles. Maybe we have to stretch it like this way a little bit. Spread out this way and come toward the, like, maybe we have to cut through the middle here a little bit this time. Have it be a circle that cuts through here, maybe. Yeah, there we go. That can make it.
Can you spread out?
Spread out this way a little bit. There we go. There, we did it. And we do, as many Unity churches all over the country are doing right now at the end of our service. We sing this prayer about peace coming on earth. And I know that today that we felt the reality of peace happening in our hearts and our bringing peace on earth. So let this be our prayer. Join us for refreshments and good conversation.